Hi, this is Carl from PolyByDesign. You're about to see our very first interview, and it was important to us to make sure that the person that we selected for that initial interview really personified the message that we're trying to get across, and that is that of a positive Polynesian role model. So after a lot of different people to choose from and different people that we could have picked, we ended up picking a very special person. She is a collegiate national champion, two-time Olympic gold medalist, a mentor and a coach and a teacher at the California School for the Deaf, and most importantly, a positive Polynesian role model. So we hope you enjoy. Carl from PolyByDesign here in Pittsburgh, California with Easter Faiti. How are you doing, Easter?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Glad to have you. What's going on in your life right now? What takes up your time?
Right now I'm working at a SFO airport and counselor at the California School for the Deaf in Fremont, and also I coach basketball.
So you're a basketball coach at the California School for the Deaf?
Yes, that's correct.
How did you end up going to that particular school to coach there?
One of my close friends that I graduated with from college, Gallaudet University, and they was looking for an assistant coach, and then from there they asked me to help them out, and from there they asked me to apply for a counselor position, and I applied, and then I got in.
So you played basketball in college?
Yes, I played basketball and softball too.
So how did basketball become your passion or your sport of choice?
Well, softball was my first sport. And when I broke my ankle during that injury, I was sitting down just watching my brother and my older cousin play basketball. And then ever since that, I just fell in love with playing basketball when I first played at Boys and Girls Club. And that's it.
So when you first started playing basketball, I'm assuming that you played with hearing teams. Was that a challenge? Was that hard to do when you first started?
Yes, that was the most difficult challenge my first time when I was playing basketball, because I couldn't understand, or I could understand, but I just couldn't catch the conversation. So I would have to read lips. That was the only way that I learned was growing up, was reading lips. And if I didn't catch, I'll just wait and then ask the coach or sometimes my parents to ask to repeat what they were saying, anything that I missed in it.
So my son plays basketball, and a lot of times when he was playing high school ball, he'd run down the court and I'd hear the coach yelling out Bronco or up or down or the type of play, and they didn't have to face the coach to get the direction. Is that a challenge for a deaf player?
Yes, it is, in some kind of way, especially for myself playing on the hearing team. Most of the time I would just read body language, and if I didn't hear the coach, I would just look at my mom at this in the stands, and she would just sign to me, like what the coach is saying, like stay home. She would just say, the coach has said stay home. So I'd be like, oh, okay, so then I'll stay in the paint, and that's how I pick it up from there. And just by reading lips.
So when was the first time that you played on an all deaf team?
When I first went to Gallaudet University. That was the first time playing on an all-deaf team.
So have you played basketball anywhere besides the college level? Did you do anything after college ball?
Yes, I did. I went to the first one. I went to Poland for the first Deaf Olympics. Went there, and it was a good experience. It was a totally different lifestyle, and it was just different.
So what year was that?
That was back in 2009. I went to Poland for the Olympics, Deaf Olympics.
Okay, I'm going to get it out of you. What medal did you take?
The gold medal.
Very humble. So we get a gold medal in your first Olympics, and then you went back for a second Olympics. Where was that?
The second one was at Bulgaria, and we also won the gold medal from there, and that was in back 2013.
So your passion, your willingness to follow what you love and do what you love has taken you to college and helped you with your education, and also taken you internationally to travel to other countries and see other cultures. What did you notice different about either your trip to Poland or Bulgaria in the culture or the way that people act?
It's the food. The food was different. Everything was just totally different from America. And the basketball courts were totally different too. Their lines, where they had their 3-point lines and free throw lines, it was more a challenge for us because they had it more wider, and so we felt like it was more harder, but to them it was more easier because they were used to it.
So if a court is wider, is it things like breaking the press or those kind of things? Does it alter the style of play or the way that you played the game, or is it just different in the format?
Just a different in format. Yeah, it was just different format, but everything else was the same. But the skills and everything was different too.
So 2 trips to the Olympics, 2 gold medals. Is the level of play just different in America versus Europe or international countries? Is it harder? Is more quality, the higher quality of ball here in the United States?
I would have to say they're the same, but they're in some kind of way was kind of different.
So we had talked about the difference in some of the communication from the coaches to the players and the sign language. And can you kind of walk through the differences when you played that team that was using a different language?
Yes, that was the other one thing too. Their language was totally different. Their sign language was so different from our sign language in America, and yeah, that was the most difficult challenge because we thought that their sign was going to be kind of a little similar to us. That way we could take the advantages of what plays they're going to use, but no, it was totally different. It was totally different.
Did you know any of the players on the Olympic team before you made the Olympic team?
Yes, I did. I knew some from Gallaudet University. We used to play together on a basketball team, and now we see each other on the Olympic team, and which is good because like some of them are they already graduated before me, so I guess they were always talking about them. And when finally with the Olympics came around, that's when I finally met them on the team, and I finally get to play with them.
So after college, after the Olympics, you're still playing basketball at this point. So, but what do you have going on in your life right now? What takes up Easter's time today?
Right now, just working and coaching the basketball team. Right now, I'm coaching the elementary team basketball team. Next weekend, we have our little tournament for the championship tournament, and
so where's the championship being held at?
it's going to be held at California School for the Deaf in Fremont.
So counseling or coaching, which is your favorite thing to do?
I like doing both because counselor is more of working, but it's like get to know the students and their background, and then coaching is another whole level because I'm just not only like coaching them, but it's like teaching them how to play, dribble, and on the court. And counselor is different because it's off the court, and I get to know them more of their background and everything. So, yeah.
So, if an NBA player, if LeBron James or any of the stars end up going to the Olympics, they are sponsored by Nike, Under Armour, any host of different sponsorships that they're going to have. How do you guys get to the Olympics?
Okay, we getting the Olympics. We don't have sponsors, but what we have to do, we have to fundraise out of we do car wash fundraiser or anything that we can fundraise, but most of the time we have to pay out of our pockets, and that's how we end up going if by fundraising and everything.
Do you have a fundraiser coming up?
Yes, I do. We have a fundraiser coming up soon, and we're having a softball tournament fun day, and it's going to be hosting probably next month or so, but we'll keep in touch. And it's a little softball thing for a fundraiser for me to go.
So you not only got to play great ball, you've also got to fundraise for yourself.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay, so that's a fundraiser, a softball tournament that's coming up. it will be announced through social media, and it's how Easter is going to get to the Olympics. So everybody get involved. So last couple questions that I have is, growing up, who was the person that you would name as the one that was inspiring or kind of a role model that helped you support your passion for playing basketball? Because being Polynesian, being a female, and being deaf, there's a lot of obstacles where people would say you can't. Who told you that you could?
Who told me I couldn't there was a lot of people that told me I couldn't, but I would have to say my family that would push me to believe in myself that I could. And I would have to say my older brother Saka, because he's always hard on me all the time, and like whenever we play basketball, or not even only basketball, but softball, he will yell at me like, man, I know you can do it, and I'd be getting mad and frustrated. But then sometimes I do tell myself, like, I don't think I can do it. And then he always tells me, no, you can do it. Like, you just have to it takes time. You have to practice every day. It don't take overnight to do it. It takes time.
Having somebody believe in you is important. It's empowering.
Yes, it is. Because without that, I don't think I would be where I am now. Like, believing myself that I can do anything. So
next question. Who, if you could think of somebody that should sit in this seat and answer these types of questions, that could be a role model or could be looked at from the younger generation as somebody that tells them that they can and inspires them, who would that person be?
I would have to say Saka. My brother Saka.
Well, there you have it, Saka. We're going to come to you next. And that's all we have with Easter today. And look for the fundraiser. Oh, one last thing. Is there any social media or way to reach you that you want to get out to the group, or should they just look for the softball tournament through Facebook or different promotions or people that are going to send that out?
Yeah, I have an Instagram, and it's Poly _ Inc. INKED. And yeah, you could keep in touch with me through that Instagram.
At PolyInked. And look for the fundraiser, the softball tournament, which ironically was Easter's first love was softball, and then she got hurt and she ended up liking basketball after. So she's looking back to her love of her first sport to help fund her third trip to the Olympics for the U.S. Anything else?
No, thank you.
All right, that's all. Thank you.